Ayan guys, again, welcome back to our channel Team Rios. And for today's vlog, for today's episode, we're going to discuss regarding about the open work permit. So yan, I saw this video in the YouTube and I just want to share with you guys. Baka naman makatulong sa inyo. This is the Canada Open Work Permit in 2023, new rules, documents, requirements, and process. Canada Immigration. Let's go. Ayan. Of course, this episode is regarding about the open work permit. So, but before anything else, please don't forget, guys, to like and just subscribe, and also just click the notification bell. So, this topic we're going into. Open work permit allow eligible foreign national to work for any employer in Canada. So this is the biggest advantage of holding an open work permit is the freedom to work in the occupation or for the employer or your choice. So you have the freedom of choice to choose kung saan-saan ka. Then this comprehensive Canada visa page provides you with everything you need to know on open work permit. So, alam mo na, hindi naman ako immigration, but you can just ask me, no? I can help you also as well. So, kung meron na yung mga idea na mapaprovide sa inyo, if you are processing as well. Okay? So, let's go on to the next topic regarding about this one. Yan. Hintayin natin guys kasi nagpe-play lang din tayo and binabasa ko lang din sa inyo. So what is open work permit? Most foreign national who wants to come to Canada to work must have legal authorization via a work permit or open work permits are one of many types of work permits that allow foreign workers to legally work in Canada. Okay? So, dapat pala hindi ko pinopost, no? Para continuous lang tayo. Anyway, ayan na nga. There are two types of work permit in Canada. Closed work permit that are tied to a single employer, and open work permit that allow foreign national to work in Canada for any number of employers and in various locations. So, yan yung advantage ng open work permit versus sa closed work permit. Okay? Again, the biggest advantage of open work permit is that they allow for freedom for movement, whether it is between workplace, employers, occupation, or location in Canada. So that are the biggest advantage of being in an open work permit. So open work permits are exempt for some of the requirements associated with obtain permit to work in Canada. So sa open work permit, you do not need to have a job offer or a positive labor assessment or the market assessment, impact assessment, or yung tinatawag nila na LAMIA for an open work permit. So wala siyang ganyan. Ayan, 'di ba? Sobrang free. Ang sarap sa feeling pag open work permit ka. And then let's continue again. Okay, some of open work permits may, however, have an additional requirements that must be met by foreign nationals, if applicable. These requirements will be indicated directly on your open work permit. Okay, and yan. So, who can apply? Balik natin. Who can apply for an open work permit? Yan. So, you may be eligible for an open work permit if you fall under one of the following categories. So, ito yung mga categories, guys. Okay? 1. You are an international student who has graduated from a designated education institution and is eligible for the post-graduation work permit program. So if your way na pagpunta sa Canada is as a student, so ito pwede mo makuha tong open work permit. And then Okay. Let's go to the next. You have applied for permanent residence in Canada under one of Canada's immigrations program. So isa din yan sa mga you apply permanent. So you are a dependent family members. Example, yung spouse mo or common law partner of a person who has applied for a permanent residence dito sa doon sa Canada. Okay, like for example in my case, my wife went there and then she applied me for a open work permit. Yan. Okay. You are the spouse or common law partner or of a skilled worker or international student. So, yun. Yun yung mga pwedeng maka-apply kagaya sa akin. Then, ito, number 5. You are a temporary resident permit holder. Pwede ka ding maka-apply niyan. Yung PR na tinatawag nila. So, ito, number 6. You are a refugee, asylum or seeker, protected person, or their family member. Pwede din yan. Yan yung mga pwedeng makapag-apply ng open work permit. Maraming way. You are under an unenforceable removal order. Okay. You are a young worker participating in the working holidays. Ano yan? Holiday program. Okay. Next is you are a student who is unable to meet the cost of studies. Okay. Then you have a work permit specific to your employer and are being abused or at risk of being abused in the course of your employment in Canada. So, pag may mga ganyan na mga case, pwede mo palang ma-apply for an open work permit. And then, sana tayo. So, what are the eligibility requirements for an open work permit? So, ito yung mga eligibility requirements for an open work permit. So, the eligibility requirements and application procedure differ depending on the specific situation of each individual. So, the following examples of common reasons that can make an eligible for an open work permit are sa susunod. Yan. Masyado mabilis yung topic natin. Are permanent residents applicants residing in Canada. You and your spouse or common law partner may be eligible for a bridging an open work permit if you reside in Canada, have an expiring work permit, and have submitted an application for a permanent residence through a federal or provincial economic class program. So yan yung mga sinasabi nila dito, guys. Medyo may kaayusan din tong mga topic nila. Note. Okay, may note sila dito. The BOWP is not available in Quebec, but alternative work permits exist in Quebec. So, yan. Take note, ha? Baka yung applyan nyo sa Quebec. Okay. At least nagbibigay sila ng mga idea din dito sa video na to. So, spouses or common law partners being sponsored under inland sponsorship. Okay? Yeah. And then, spouses and common law partner of Canadians or permanent residents may be granted an open work permit if they are being sponsored for a permanent residence through inland sponsorship and meet eligibility criteria under the sponsorship immigration program. Yan yung mga nila. Actually guys, ito na laking tulong talaga ng mga ganitong vlog, you know. Spouses and common law partners of Canadians or permanent residency may be granted an open work permit if they are being sponsored for a permanent residency through inland sponsorship and meet eligibility criteria under the sponsorship immigration program. Inulit ko lang. Ayan, continuous na tayo. Sensya naman at naulit ko. Okay, spouses or common law partners of temporary foreign. Bilis naman nun. With feelings tayo nagbabasa. Spouses or common law partners of temporary foreign workers. You may be eligible for an open work permit if you are the spouse of or common law partner or temporary foreign worker who has been employed in Canada in a job corresponding to skill level 0, A or B, or the National Occupation Classification or NOC for a period of at least 6 months and who resides or intends to reside in Canada. Okay. Next. You may be eligible for an open work permit if you are the spouse or common law partner of temporary foreign workers who has employed in Canada. Then, basahin nyo lang guys yung mga piniplay ko kasi binabasa ko lang din at sinishare ko lang din sa inyo. Parang tulungan tayo. So, spouses or common law partners of international students. International students. Okay, so to be continued, to be eligible for an open work permit as a spouse of common law partner of an international student, you can not be a full-time student yourself. Hindi ka pwedeng magiging full-time student. So, parang for example, if your partner mo is student siya, okay, and then ikaw under ka sa open work permit, tama ba to? To be eligible for an open work permit as an spouse of common law partner of an international student, you cannot be a full-time student yourself. Yung sarili mo hindi pwedeng maging full-time student. Okay, continue tayo mga show. Okay, your international student spouse or partner must have a valid study permit and be a full-time student at one of this type of schools. So, may mga types sa school siya. So, kailangan kung gusto mo makakuha ng open work permit, like for example, partner kayong dalawa, si Mrs. or ikaw mismo ang kukuha ng student permit tapos yung isa sa inyo makakakuha ng open work permit para makatulong din sa mga babayarin, ganyan. Kasi si Mrs. or kung sino yung person na nag-take as student permit, siya lang yung pwedeng makapag part-time. Pwede siyang makapag part-time pero limited lang yung time niya. Meron siyang requirements na hindi pwedeng above sa minimum nila na hours. So, si open work permit siya yung kakayod. Ganon. Ayan guys. So, continue tayo guys. Okay. So, a public post-secondary school such as a college or university or CEGEP in Quebec. So, balikan natin kasi para mag-gets natin. Yan. Your international student spouse or partner must have a valid study permit and be a full-time student at one of these types of schools. So, ito yung mga type of school. A public post-secondary school such as a college of university or CEGEP in Quebec. Yan yung mga mga binigay nila dito. So, a private college level school in Quebec also. Yan. So, a Canadian private school that can legally award degrees under provincial law, for example, bachelor's, master's, or doctorate degrees. Yung mga ganyan. Okay, so continue tayo. So, international graduates and their spouses and common law partners. Yan. So, to be eligible for an open work permit, students who have graduated from a designated program or designated program of study in Canada must meet the requirements under the post-graduation work permit program. Yan. So, to be eligible for a PGWP or a foreign national must be at least 18 years of age and have studied full-time in Canada in a program of at least 8 months as a designated learning institution or DLI. Yan guys. So, you may also be eligible for an open work permit if you are the spouse and common law partner of a post-graduation work permit holder. These open work permits generally have a validity date that corresponds to the period during which their spouse is authorized to work in Canada. Okay. So, international experience. International Experience Canada participants. Yan. So, participants in the International Experience Canada or IEC program may also be able to obtain an open work permit under the working holidays category. IEC is open to young adults who are citizens of foreign countries which have reciprocal agreements with Canada. Okay. Let's go. Participants in the International Experience Canada IEC program may also be able to obtain an open work permit under the working holiday category. IEC is open to young adults who are citizen of foreign countries which are reciprocal agreement with Canada. Nabasa ko na yan Ayan. Ayan. So, the eligible age range depends on the country, but it is usually between 18 and 35 years old. So, yun yung mga eligible na makapagkuha ng open work permit. Okay. So, how do you apply for an open work permit? Paano ba natin i-apply? So, you can apply for an open work permit from inside Canada or from outside Canada. The application process and the form you will need to submit will vary depending on where you are applying from. So, meron siyang mga iba-ibang timeline for applying in open work permit or kahit work permit. Magva-vary siya kung nasaang bansa ka nag-launch. Like for example, in open work permit, na nag-launch ka dito sa UAE, United Arab Emirates, the processing time will be around 14 weeks. 14 months or 14 weeks. Hindi ko sure pero sige lang, kung may comment, just comment below and I will just going to answer if you have a question regarding about the processing time. Meron din akong last post regarding the processing time for the work permit after the biometrics. Okay? So, you can apply for an open work permit from outside Canada. Okay, ito. In both cases, the procedure will include the submission of a specific form and payment of the open work permit holder fee, as well also as the work permit processing fee at the same time. So, lahat na yan, yung mga requirements, ibibigay naman nila yan. Pwede nating i-search dun sa IRCC. Meron naman sa sa website sa internet. I-search na lang natin anong mga requirements for processing, anong mga kailangan. Pero kung gusto nyong malaman yan, just comment down below and I will just going to help you also. So, I think ito na yung last. So, thank you so much for listening. Just don't forget to like and subscribe and also just click the notification bell para sa susunod natin na topic guys. So, thank you so much again. Ito ay shinare ko lang talaga kung shinare ko lang talaga sa inyo guys kung ano yung parang natuklasan ko lang din kasi baka makatulong din sa inyo. Okay? So, thank you and have a good day sa inyong lahat. Sang lupalop mo kayo sa buong mundo. Ciao and goodbye. Yan.